Welcome back to Let's Play the Punisher.
And this is going to be one of the funner levels in the game.
Yes, we're going to take on an entire island fortress. Head on.
Kriegkopf's got it coming to him, and I'm gonna deliver it. Not sure how I'll get to Grand Nixon Island, but I'll find a way. That nuke's gotta be decommissioned.
Now, they pull kind of a dick move with our default weapons here. They start us with the sniper rifle and the machine pistols, but the sniper rifle is unlocked in this level, so we can't switch to it. And if you don't select a main gun, then you can't choose your pistols.
Kriegkopf's got it coming.
So it's either no sniper rifle or yes, machine pistols. Slight drawback, but we'll live.
And he was gone, just like that?
Man, I'd hate to meet him in a dark alley. You might, though, someday, Frank.
Kriegkopf sent the Russian after you, so you decide to settle with Kriegkopf.
Where did you find a pilot dumb enough to fly you out to Grand Nixon Island, Frank?
Well, you found someone. Then you bailed out over the island. I understand you ran into an old friend.
There's the game trying to tell us everything about the level before it even starts.
Yeah, they don't understand foreshadowing, do they?
Grand Nixon Island isn't on any tourist maps. It's like a waiting room for hell.
Hold together, baby. Hold together.
Kriegkopf's brought the worst of Russia together in one place. Special forces, mercs, hitmen, sadists and killers. Every one. None of them are gonna save him. He sent the Russian to hit me at home. Now it's my turn.
Will we reach Grand Nixon before this thing falls apart?
You betcha. This baby's a lot sturdier than she looks.
Level off at 3,000 feet.
You're the boss, big guy. Just about at 3,000 now. Thanks for flying Hackett Air. Watch that first step.
Frank's gone full Grim Reaper at this point.
This path should lead to Kriegkopf's base.
And you should certainly follow the path, because terrible things can happen if you don't.
This stage is basically a straight adaptation of one of the storylines from the Marvel Knights volume of the comic.
Is there any ploishing in that comic?
Huh. That was a thing that
I've never
happened.
seen that happen before, but I figured I'd leave it in, because that was weird.
Frank Castle takes on Shimogorath and loses.
Path should lead to Kriegkopf's base.
And not to an endless void.
Gatehouse and a pair of towers. A couple of snipers in the towers.
This is why we want our own sniper rifle, of course. Now that Hackett guy, we're never going to see him again. I don't know anything about him.
He's basically Frank's pilot for the storyline. Takes him to Grand Nixon Island, and then dies in a rather interesting way, which we'll get to when it comes up. He's basically kind of anyone that can pay his fee he takes to and from Grand Nixon Island, so he's kind of dodgy himself. Sells Frank out midway through the storyline, and just keeps getting involved in everything that goes on.
That son of a bitch.
But he doesn't show up again in this, which is kind of sad. Because the character in the storyline is actually kind of funny. Classic Garth Ennis character.
Yeah, he's pretty interesting just from the tip of the iceberg we get in this game.
Yep.
But we're gonna meet a more interesting character, as was referenced in the opening cutscene.
Yep. Wow, 60 rounds and you hit like twice.
Yeah. Doesn't help that I was just spraying it around like a hose, but...
Yeah.
I say anything and I am dead.
You're crazy. Kriegkopf sent the Russian to kill you.
Yeah, it was kind of memorable. You don't have to remind me.
In the comics, contrary to what you might think, Krieghoff is actually a former American general.
Is that here as well?
Hmm.
We're going to learn that detail much later on. You can actually miss it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yes, just with the name and the fact that he's palling around with the Russian, you would think, for ex-Russian general, but no.
Yeah. Although his name is German. If you know even the vaguest thing about German language, then you might be able to translate it yourself.
Man, I barely know anything about the English language.
It's Warhead.
See, I thought it was I thought it was Warhead, but
Yeah.
wasn't quite sure because I never took Russian. Basically, German, I should say. And the only German I know is from Industrial Bands and Battle Angel Alita.
See, everyone in my high school took German because the German teacher was the only decent one.
Hmm.
So I learned Scheisskopf at a very young age.
Everyone learns that.
Yes, and from that I was able to reverse engineer from Blitzkrieg.
Yeah.
I figured it all out. Speaking of Scheiss, we got a outhouse here.
Wasted opportunity for a special interrogation.
Yes, indeed. I don't even know why it's here. Maybe another one of those completely cut interrogations because it was too gruesome.
Yeah, I mean, even the fact that you can interact with it is kind of like, why?
Yeah. I don't get it. This seems like a level where they had maybe way too many ideas.
Yeah, well, I mean, the fact that the level itself is about 50 minutes long
Yep,
kind of says it all, really.
basically.
I mean, this is probably, as I said, one of the more fun levels just because there is so much you can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a ton to this stage.
Talking will prolong your life.
Had to use the outhouse for something at least. Even if it's just making a guy ironically shit his pants.
You're outnumbered. Numbered.
Even the odds a little.
Art there from Punisher Born, which we've spoken about a few times. That's from the final issue, I think. 3rd or 4th.
You can tell because there's just a pile of bodies.
Yep. Story ends with it's set in Vietnam, and ends with the Vietnamese overrunning the army base that Frank's stationed at.
Hmm.
So you can probably guess what happens from there.
Yes, because Frank's still alive, and only one can come out.
Yep. Not a fun story. I mean, it's a great story, it's just not a fun one.
Yeah. Now, at this point, I've actually read some of the comics. Mostly the ones that are relevant to the game.
Now, so I'm not needed anymore, am I? Is that it?
Yeah, I'm asking you to leave, basically.
Fine!
I've also completed the game at this point, which was not true previously. And this is the stage where your choice is to get much better at the game, or drop it down to medium difficulty. I picked the former, unfortunately. It was a nightmare.
Yeah. Here's where the game really starts getting tough, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
It's not that the enemies do more damage, just more that they actually know how to aim.
Yeah, they're more accurate, and the guys with heavy armor are going to become much more plentiful.
Yep.
And they're the real problem. You can't just spray them with bullets. It just doesn't do anything. You gotta be accurate.
It's also where some of the failings of the combat system also start becoming apparent.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to that a bit later, I'm sure.
Yep. You can climb on top of this building, get a little sneak preview of what's to come.
Pretty sure you can throw grenades through there as well, can't you?
Yeah, you absolutely can. It's a little risky because, as we saw, there's a special interrogation in there.
Yeah.
You don't want to kill the special guy.
Remember doing that a few times when I played through. Because I saw those and I was like, skylights?
Yeah, you can even leap right down there, but you'll be right in the center of everybody. You'll definitely get shot.
I think you also wind up taking fall damage as well, don't you? Or was that just because I was getting shot to ribbons?
From this distance, you might. I don't think I've ever tried, so...
Well, there's a bonus video for you.
Yes. That guy, we sniped into just a pair of legs. Tragic.
Rip.
Now we're going to see the real shortcomings of the machine pistols. These waist-high boxes means we can't shoot past them at all.
Well, you can if the wall behind them's anything to go by.
Yeah.
And this is after a couple of accuracy upgrades as well, isn't it?
Yep. And then you get the AK and take care of business with 3 shots.
Yeah.
World of difference.
I want information, right now.
Oh, the sound effects.
Now please, weapons! In the supply room, other end of building.
Another ceiling fan tragedy.
Not sure ceiling fan tragedies are really a thing, but...
Okay, Frank?
Maybe he's familiar with, I forget what country is. India. India has a, notorious, suicide rate for, hanging from ceiling fans.
Right. That has a really morbid but oddly funny mental image going around in my head. No pun intended, I should add.
It was established by, Bollywood films, which are very melodramatic.
Oh yeah, I've seen my share.
For some reason, the character committed suicide by ceiling fan, and it became a thing.
Right, I thought he was just having Salvador Dali write his one-liners. Next level, spoilers, he attacks everyone with a giant melting giraffe.
I was gonna say melting clocks.
Clock giraffe.
But I'm clearly a not very deep cuts when it comes to Dali.
Everyone remembers the melting clocks.
Yep. Literally every children's cartoon from the 90s.
Kind of disappointing you can't loot the lockers, but then again, this isn't Fallout, so...
Yeah. We'll get to later. And you can't get in this room unless you interrogate the guy with the fan. And you definitely want to get in this room.
Oh, yes.
This is a certainly nice tool to have, because there's a big group of guys coming in here.
Was.
Yeah. Best to solve them in one shot rather than a million.
Yeah. There was a group of men here, now there's just paint.
Yep. This section is made a lot easier by the rocket launcher as well.
Still need to get a sidearm worth a damn, though.
Yeah. We're almost lucky to be out of machine pistol now.
Yeah, that means you don't have to rely on the stupid thing.
Yep. It's all AK from here.
Good shot.
Like I said, I'm much better at the game now. That was a headshot too, it just didn't kill him.
You're mine!
That guy just wanted to propose to us before he died.
Frank's married to the murder.
This door here just leads back to where he started. Not entirely sure why it even bothers to open.
Yeah, you kind of wind up going in a big loop if you don't recognize, where you first came in.
Yep, I've done that.
Not that happened to me. Once or twice in the same playthrough.
Gunfire probably alerted the whole island by now.
I actually whittled this level down to 50 minutes. Because it can easily take a good hour and a half. Even without deaths.
That's a big snake.
Hmm.
Frank just makes friends everywhere he goes.
Which is funny, because you wouldn't think corpses were that talkative.
He's un necromancer.
Which is funny, because a recent comic had him possessed by Doctor Strange. It's one of the Secret Wars tie-ins, where Marvel is competing with DC to see who can blow up their universe prettier. It's basically another pointless dick-wiggling exercise.
Yep. Classic comic books business.
Yeah.
Just doing some knife target practice for no reason.
Would have been cool if you'd actually managed to kill someone there.
Yep.
But
there's no one in front of me.
Yeah, the spawns don't go as far as you would like, sadly.
I didn't want to accidentally kill this guy. He has a higher purpose.
Oh, that snack's early dinner.
Snake is very excited to have this meal. And I believe that's a kill taken right out of Welcome Back, Frank.
Yeah, from the zoo level.
Yep.
Well, zoo arc, I should say. They do repurpose quite a few of the more memorable kills. I have to say, it probably does make a bit more sense here than in the zoo.
Yeah.
Just disappointed they didn't include the bears.
Get your asses over here now!
Right away, General.
What is going on? I hear gunfire.
Krikov wants us at HQ now. A few SHIELD agents are attacking HQ.
What did you tell him?
He thinks we're coming.
Hey, let them handle S.H.I.E.L.D. Me? I stay safe right here.
SHIELD hit the barracks too. Yuri's team went to check.
We are surrounded?
Yuri will take care of them. Do not worry.
Well, he survived?
Yeah. I don't get these Russians. They're goddamn Rasputins, every last one of them.
You know I'm half Russian, right?
Well, congratulations on being unkillable.
So it's kind of like taking poison. You just sort of kill yourself a few times till you build up an immunity to it.
How do you build up an immunity to getting your head slammed in a car door?
Takes a while, I'll tell you that much.
You cannot make me talk. I will tell you nothing.
Yeah, this guy's pretty close to unbreakable. However, there's a quirk with the interrogations where if they have lower health, they break easier.
Yeah.
So that's useful.
And then you start doing that I'm not touching you thing.
Storage room.
Not touching you! Not touching you! I'm just kidding. Your head's chutney.
They've been faced with their own mortality.
It's kind of weird that there's only that one special interrogation when you've got perfectly good drill over there.
Mm-hmm. Usually they love to give you as many special interrogations as they can.
Yeah. Suppose they figured because they've already used that one they don't want to repeat themselves, which, admittedly, they are very good at.
Yep. Although they tend to like to give you the option of previously used interrogations.
By and large, though, special interrogations and kills are unique to that level. There are one or two repeats, but they're very rare.
We're going to be seeing multiple repeats of the same one in this level, but it's a good one.
Oh, it's one of the best. So, quick history lesson. In case anyone was wondering, Grand Nixon Island was created specifically for this storyline in the Punisher comic. I originally thought it was something like Madripoor or Genosha, which in the X-Men and the Marvel Universe as a whole are sort of... they keep reappearing. Madripoor, your basic hive of scum and villainy. Genosha, Mutant Utopia. But no, this is just completely created for this one storyline, which kind of surprised me, to be perfectly honest.
Yes, not very realistic to decide that there's an island right next to New York City.
You'd be surprised. But I mean, they do stuff like that for comics all the time, so I thought that was just another case of this, but nah.
Yeah, seems like a place that business could occur on for quite some time. They've certainly set up a very nice fortress here, which would have taken a while.
Yeah, I mean, in the story, Grand Nixon's basically sort of like a melting pot for mercenaries and general scum, as you said at the beginning. Mm-hmm. So the entire place is basically wall-to-wall minions. And it's the kind of place that you would think would crop up fairly regularly, like Madripoor, for those who are familiar with it. But no, it was just created out of whole cloth.
Tell me something.
Now we're getting down to business.
You will regret this.
You think you're tough?
Why don't you kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me? Wish granted.
Yeah, we killed someone with a chain gun, and not in the manner you would think.
Yes, indeed. No bullets required. Now, those chain guns, they can be a real nightmare. You have to approach them from a very specific path, because once they start hitting you, they don't stop, and they do a lot of damage.
Yeah, you can easily die before you even get halfway to it if you're not careful.
Yep, approach from the front, and there's no chance.
Yeah, and the first time you're playing this, they will kill you.
Yeah, just finding the path to them is a nightmare. Takes a lot of trial and error. Huh. Get that goddamn soldier. He's trying to escape. No, he's innocent for some reason.
You I don't need. Why the hell are you here?
Sightseeing. What is S.H.I.E.L.D. doing here?
The same thing you are. Trying to stop a madman.
Your squad looks a little short. Team up?
Yeah, but try not to shoot me in the back. Let's go.
Nick Fury.
Yeah, it's a real good thing the thread mentioned that Samuel L. Jackson is not the sole incarnation of Nick Fury, because I had actually forgotten.
Yeah, this is your Nick Fury classic here.
Yep.
Originally started in World War II comic called Nick Fury and his Howling Commandos. He's kind of like Black Widow in that he's another World War II character, along with.
But is he like actually 60 at this point?
Yep.
Wow.
He's kind of like Captain America in that he's always been in World War II. He took a special sort of, but not quite version of the super soldier serum called the Infinity Formula, which kept him reasonably young for decades. Kind of wore off recently, but...
That guy looks exhausted. Go on.
Can I quit this LP?
I already asked you to.
Jesus. Anyway. So yeah, he took a variation on the super soldier formula called the Infinity Formula, kept him young for decades, wore off in the original Sin crossover, which was stupid and dumb and we don't talk about it. But yeah, he was the Grand Poobah in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D. for years, until he went rogue and took on Latveria, single-handed, basically. That was the story called Secret War, not to be confused with Secret Wars, and it was, again, kind of silly. But he's been in the background doing stuff for years ever since.
Yeah, I never really know him as a star of any story. Usually as a bit player.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he was the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. for years, so he would crop up anytime S.H.I.E.L.D. would, which was fairly often. Usually more in terms of stuff like The Punisher. The pair of them have a very long and storied history.
Yes, so I've gleaned.
But he would also show up in the Avengers fairly often, since they tend to work with S.H.I.E.L.D. quite frequently.
Heads up, Fury. Now the turret.
So yeah, he's one of those guys, he crops up everywhere, but usually kind of in the background.
He's a moderately interesting character. Just
Yeah.
sort of a Solid Snake type.
Kind of, yeah.
Certainly in the visuals. Eye patch, cigar chomping.
Yep. He had the eye patch years before Solid Snake, before
Of course.
anyone claims plagiarism there. He was hit by shrapnel in World War II. His eye's actually still under there, it's just that he was told either, remove yourself from active duty or you will lose the eye. And Nick Fury, being the all-American World War II badass that he is, said, fuck that, I'll just keep going. So it basically rendered his eye useless as a result.
What's going on here?
Oh well. It's gotta back up.
Regret this.
You think you're tough?
That's my favorite thing to do.
Still say it sounds like throwing wet cabbage at a fan.
To kill Americans.
Too bad there's no gross popping sound to the actual kill.
Yeah, although you do hear his neck crunch if you listen carefully. So I suppose that'll have to do.
I'll turn that up in post.
Sounds like someone just snapping a stalk of celery in half.
It's a regular produce section in that interrogation. Just cabbage and celery.
Think that's bad? You should see what they do with the tomatoes. Oh, groin shot. Nice.
Like 5 of them. I've learned that individual shots are much, much more accurate than burst fire. So usually I use that to approach guys and then quick kill them. But he didn't have enough testicles to survive all those groin shots.
Could say he didn't have the balls for it.
You might say that. Now I'm leaving this LP.
Oh, come on. Yours was worse.
And you're none too swift.
That is unfortunately true. This game tends to be slow and methodical with its killing.
Yeah. I mean, there are times where you are basically going kill, 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 next room, kill, kill, kill. But that's not really till the last third of the game.
And the game sort of discourages it. Certainly with the scoring system, where any slight mistake gets you docked many, many points.
Quit shitting your pants and pretend you're a soldier. Call me when they're dead.
Where are the weapons lockers?
You can't do this! There aren't any weapons here.
Yes, I'm sure high voltage to the head will make him more talkative.
Surprisingly, it does.
Last code is 48326. Please don't kill me.
Although clearly whoever designed the electrical systems here was a Marilyn Manson fan. Wonder how many people will get that joke.
Fury, Krigkov's in the building somewhere.
Unfortunately, he sets fire to himself, and that automatically hits you after the detonation.
So he gets the last laugh, really. Except for the whole being dead part.
Yeah, I think in the uncensored version that actually doesn't happen for some reason.
I did see one version where his head explodes, but I'm not sure if that was early test footage or what.
I always link the uncensored version as well, so you can check that out for yourself.
Yeah.
There was the help screen that I accidentally pressed. Trying to do a non-lethal knockout. Never go non-lethal.
I hear them coming. Get ready.
You're whispering too loud! Ugh.
Save the vodka.
No, my precious vodka. Actually, that ball there looks more like whiskey, but...
Yeah, it probably is.
Who is that jackass? He is all
See, this section I normally cheese just by throwing a couple of grenades.
That's definitely the smart thing to do. Those guys both have M60s.
Yeah.
So they are not to be messed with.
Plus, it's the Punisher way. It's quite a few times in the comics where he'll be like, okay, half a dozen guys in there, all heavily armed. Grenade! There's actually one bit where he's like, yeah, 1 or 2 flashbangs would do the job. So he throws in an entire belt of them. So wonder anyone's still alive before he walks in.
And we got our Desert Eagles there to replace our garbage machine pistols from earlier.
Finally.
Yep. And we just got absurd toys here.
Yeah.
Too bad I can't double wield flamethrowers, or triple wield them even.
Yes, 1 in your back, 1 to each leg.
Oh, the Bayonetta way. Only thing that would have made this game better.
Well, there's only really, 5 women in the entire game?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Well, 5 named women.
Most of them only appear once, so...
Yeah. And the rest are random prostitutes
hostages
or
and stuff, yeah.
hostages.
Another kill for me.
It's got a comparatively positive portrayal of women.
Well, if you ignore the fact that most of them are prostitutes, I'm sure that ruffled a few feathers.
Yep. And they do the old Arkham City thing of calling Black Widow a slut a few times.
Yeah. But it's okay because she usually guns them down immediately afterwards.
True.
So, more fool them, really.
Yep. That was our Desert Eagle in action. It's not quite as accurate as I'd like. But plenty deadly if it's all you got.
Plus, anything's better than the machine pistols.
Yeah.
And we do get one or two better replacements for it later on. But, they keep showing up. So it's... Really, you've got no choice but to use them at some places if you haven't been too frugal with your ammo.
Yep. And of course they forced them to take them with us here.
Yeah.
Clear. You're a Kriegkopf and that nuke.
First I'm gonna head to the kitchen and look for a snack.
That doesn't look too edible, but whatever floats your boat, man.
There's weird music playing back in the kitchen. I'm not sure why.
What's wrong?
Damn it! Check your fire, Captain.
That's the one thing that annoys me. You get a meat cleaver and you can't hack people with it.
Nope. Well, you can chop them.
Not quite the same thing, though.
Yeah. Melee weapons are poorly implemented in this game. Nick got hit by the grenade there.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter because he's unkillable. That is not a fail condition for this level.
Also, no special interrogations in the gym. What the hell?
Yeah. Not even any special kills, which is bizarre.
Again, wasted opportunity.
Yep. We'll see especially why it's bizarre in a later level.
Oh, yeah. It's one of the last levels, isn't it?
Yep. Much, much later level.
Yeah.
Knife hat.
Yeah, this is where the enemies really start coming out the woodwork.
Mm-hmm. It's especially brutal because they're coming from both sides on that staircase there. They can get you from the back, and that is not good news.
Yeah.
Nick took care of the last couple of stragglers, though.
He's behaving a lot better in your game than he was in mine.
Yeah, sometimes he's useless. I was actually surprised by how much killing he did.
What is the damned holdup? Pull your head out of your ass and get that missile active!
Sir, the procedure takes time.
If that nuke isn't armed in 30 seconds, I'm gonna use you as a condom!
I think that just means have sex with him.
You'd hope, at least.
Ivanov, Vasilev, get your asses in here! Damn! I'll take fat ass, you find that nuke!
That's a fair trade.
I know which I'd rather take on. See, the nuke or the guy threatening sexual assault on you? Tough call.
Now, Frank's not satisfied just taking the nuke.
Oh, no.
He wants Krikov for himself as well.
Frank has plans. Murder plans.
Oh, yeah.
Talking will prolong your life.
Took a lot of damage there, so we want to interrogate our health back up.
Krikov hates America. He urges us to kill Americans. I can hear you moving.
No, you can't.
I will kill you now.
No, you won't.
This guy's full of misinformation. See what else he could be wrong about.
You are a sick bastard.
Okay, he's right there.
I will not
Yep.
say. U.S. Army discharged Krikov for abuse and corruption.
There it is.
Yeah, he is a bad man in the comics. Took a village, set his troops on it as a reward, let them do whatever they want, and being the kind of man he is, you can probably guess what that is.
Oh, yeah.
He was eventually discharged and put up for court-martial. Despite all the things that he did, you know, all the murder, rape, torture, etc. The thing that broke the camel's back was that he smacked a soldier for what he considered insubordination in the neck with the butt of a rifle, rendering him a quadriplegic.
Right.
Would have been fine if it weren't for the fact CNN were filming it at the time. So it's the CIA basically smuggled him out of the country, considering how many favors he'd done for them over the years, and he set up shop in Grand Nixon
And turn against him.
Yeah. So bad man.
Yeah. That incident that you mentioned with the quadriplegic is mentioned in the instruction manual and nowhere else.
Yeah, it does seem to come out of nowhere until you actually read the comic and you're like, right, that makes more sense.
Yes. In the game, he almost seems justified.
Yeah, no, in the comics, he's arguably one of the worst gentlemen that he comes across.
Yeah, just reading his description in the instruction manual, I was like, this dude's pretty gross.
Yeah. And then you get to the Max series, and suddenly there's no comparison. The guys in Max are even worse.
Oh, yeah. Max is all about depravity, though.
Yeah.
Making the Punisher look like a real good guy.
Yeah. Well, that's a classic thing. If you want to make someone like the Punisher look like a hero, put him up against guys who are even worse.
Mm-hmm. Works well in the game, and it worked in Manhunt as well.
Krieghoff! It's clobbering time! Favorite saying of Ting, Rockman of the Fantastic Four, big superhero in Russia. Can it? The Punisher's coming! You handle him while I arm the nuke! Okie dokie, boss. The Russian is on the case. And don't screw up again, or I'll have your head ripped off and mounted on my wall!
If you want to see what that looks like, read Welcome Back, Frank.
Yep.
Finishes the job.
Also, fun fact, the Russian is actually a big fan of superheroes in the comics.
Yeah, that's another thing that comes up in Welcome Back, Frank.
Yeah.
It's a really nice character touch.
Completely random, but there you go. He meets up with Spider-Man in one story, and he's like, "Oh my god, you are Spider-Man!" You know, running around like thwip, thwip, thwip.
Makes him likable. As much as he enjoys killing, he is not sadistic at all. He just really, really likes a good fight.
Yeah, he's not so much evil as he is enthusiastic.
Yeah. Very dumb, but he's downright cute.
Yeah, accidentally kills a few people completely by accident. He's just that that ridiculously strong.
And he's good friends with the Punisher.
We got to stop meeting like this, big boy.
This is gonna hurt.
Yeah, every time he comes across the Russian in the comics, he usually comes off the worse.
Yeah, it's one of the few guys who can really take Frank to town.
And again, usually completely incidental. He's not even trying.
But this is our real boss fight against the Russian.
Yep. And in case you haven't guessed, it's a puzzle boss.
Yeah. A really, really rough one.
Big boy.
Poorly implemented. There's a lot of bad programming at work here.
And the hitboxes are really annoying.
Yep. He has to be in a certain position before he'll throw a barrel at you. And sometimes when you're on, especially when you're on the platform here, he has a really weird time finding that position. He will do full loops around the catwalk trying to find the right spot to whip a barrel at you.
Yep. And you have to wait until he sets the barrel on fire for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Despite every other barrel in the game being explodable as is.
Yep. In fact, there's no barrels in this area that will explode until they've caught fire.
Yeah.
which is annoying because if you take it from the ground floor like you're supposed to, then there's barrels that act as a wall to protect the Russian.
Yeah, it's bizarre that they'd arbitrarily changed the rules for this one boss fight.
Yep.
And those barrels hurt.
Oh yeah. I would be in the flashing red if that barrel had hit me.
Yeah.
Nice thing about being in flashing red health is you do regenerate back up to a baseline of health, like 1/8 of your total health bar.
Yeah.
Which isn't much, but it's enough to get by.
Yeah, it's usually enough for 1 or 2 bullets, but something like this, no. One hit, you're dead.
Yep. Especially on hard mode. This fight took me a good 2 hours the first time I played it. Because things can just go so wrong, and there's the whole lead-up section, and that's unskippable. You can skip the cutscenes, but that's it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a lackluster clusterfuck. Lackluster fuck. I'm copyrighting that one, by the way.
Mail it to yourself, quick.
And so he decides to mix things up.
Yep. No longer can he just hide from us.
And this bit sucks.
Yeah, this part is indecipherable when you're actually playing. I had to look up the solution online.
Yeah.
Because it makes no sense.
And as you probably just saw there, the Russians' pathing, not the best.
Yes, very bizarre, and you have to manipulate it to finish this part of the fight. Now, what I originally thought was you lure him down here to where the flame jet is. Push him in, because he hates heat, right?
Would make perfect sense.
That was established by the comics.
And why else would that be there in the first place?
Yeah. Turns out he doesn't give a damn about heat. He'll just run around on fire all day long. The solution is you gotta lure him into those brown barrels, and he'll set them on fire, then you gotta shoot them at that exact moment.
Which, again, seems contrary to logic.
Oh yeah. It's also seemingly impossible. When I first found out that you have to do that, I thought, that's not a thing that a person can do.
Yeah.
So I had to spend a good hour learning how to do that.
Yeah, this part is completely luck-based, let's be honest.
For the most part. I mean, I got this in 2 attempts, so I've mastered it somehow. But yeah, just getting to this point, like I said, took hours just on this fight over and over again. It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
But it's over now.
Congrats on making that look silly easy, because it really isn't.
Oh yeah, not even close.
Let's talk. More shooting.
And then, if you have any health left at this point, you gotta clear out the rest of the guys.
And if you have any health at this point, it's a small goddamn miracle.
You will die here, Punisher.
And if you do die here, boy, are you gonna be pissed.
What's that I see?
That is our new special kill.
And a corpse sliding slowly across the floor.
Yep. Hilarious death throws.
God bless Havoc.
I believe there's exactly one more living body on this island.
Not for long.
Yeah. We deserve a special reward.
You're too late, you pathetic maggot! Ah!
Maybe not, but you won't live to find out.
Well, all that and he only gives you 50 points. What the fuck?
Yeah. If it had gotten us a multiplier on the Russian kill, that would have been pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But we didn't stand a chance. There were only 2 more kills, so we would have only totally gotten 4, which is not a multiplier.
If you feel cheated for that, you're not alone.
This'll make up for it.
can't believe he let me live.
Rip.
Seems like it should have been Hackett at that last scene, but they didn't establish that he was evil, so he gets to go away.
Yeah.
Just fine.
Again, it was in the comic, and this stage was more or less a direct adaptation, except they added Nick Fury.
Sort of replaced Hackett with Nick Fury, even.
Kind of, except he's more gung-ho, kill the bad guys, whereas Hackett just sits around getting drunk and setting people on fire completely by accident.
For long-distance brain surgery, this bolt-action 50 caliber does the trick. It's balanced, powerful, and accurate.
Obviously, it's a very specific kind of brain surgery. They've got a mind for that.
Now, after this point, upgrades are pretty damn expensive.
Yeah.
We won't be getting too many more for the rest of the game.
Yeah. You'll be lucky if you get, even the next 2 or 3.
Yep. There's a few that I am definitely going to get by the end of the game, and then the actual health and slaughter mode upgrades I might not ever see.
Census shows crazy growth!
Damn you, Al-Qaeda.
Also, the piece of art from the Russian cruise ship exploding was actually Grand Nixon in the comics.
Oh, nice. Now, if you didn't know who Fisk was from the upcoming level...
Yep.
They're about to tell ya.
And we'll talk about him in the next video, because he's got quite a storied history.
Oh yeah, we're going right to his house.
Yay!
So, the game has continued its deadly premonition-like dropping of spoilers before we need to see them, but that's fine. Next time we'll be taking on Fisk Industries.